Okay, let's see what we're doing. Hello, streamers coming at you.
Let's pick the right way and go.
I was created for this, I think. Hey, let's go already.
Oh
This is your champion.
I'd watch out for my squad if I were you.
You suck.
I'm the jump master.
Big said.
We should land there. Looks like fun. Copy that. I love this part! Olé!
no. Yep.
God damn.
That one's out for the count.
Good job.
Reload.
First blood. Keep it up.
More friends are coming to kill us. There's another squad. Firing. I have been down.
Only you and me left.
Reloading. Reloading.
Attention, the champion has been eliminated.
The champion fell.
Charging shields.
Getting shot at.
No.
I'm down.
Brian, I got a damn gun. I have a gun with one bullet. Hit him with my knife, though. Don't worry about it.
New kill leader. Huh. Not for a long
He's
time.
coming. He's coming. Multiple coming.
Oh
Actually.
crap.
Taking fire.
What? I got trapped in the door.
Goes AWOL.
Whatever. Sure. Let's go. 30. Plus 20. 30.
I don't even think you're trying. This was too easy. I don't even think you're trying. This was too easy.
I've seen it all. Nothing surprises me.
Keep calm and don't blow a fuse.
Ready to go.
Oh no.
This is your champion.
Roll up yourself. AJ coming through.
This is awesome. I'm the jump master.
I'm the jump master. This time.
Hope you're ready for some fun.
Got a good feeling about this area. Dropping in.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, I did it. Not yet. You really thought?
Firing.
Eye shut.
Opening fire. Reloading.
Attention.
That's a first of many nights to go out.
I got myself a vault key. Cool. The next ring is quite far.
Reloading. Reloading. Enemy down. Reload. I defeated an adversary.
I am taking fire.
Ow! God damn it.
I have been down. Enemy down.
Jesus.
This won't hurt. Hold on.
I'm in trouble.
Oh my god.
Been down.
Hold on. Let me help you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Enemy right here.
I'm down.
No! This is so stupid. Thank you, Da. Hey, Da. Thanks.
Good day, guys. I can't freaking believe it. We actually got a rank 20 bomb within the first day of its release in a high division as well. In a couple days from now, Silver 2 will be a low division, but seeing as I did this in the first few hours, there weren't many people that were in Silver 2, so the lobbies were super sweaty. I've been coming across full parties of Twitch streamers, the top ranked players in my country and my region. I've been versing all day, and we managed to pull off a 20 kill game. And to top it off, at the time I dropped the 20 bomb, I went on Twitter, I went on YouTube, and couldn't find anyone else in the world that has dropped the 20 bomb in ranked, let alone drop it in a high division, which at this point in time, Silver 2 is high. But in a couple of days, Silver will be low, and I'll definitely be in a lot higher division. The gameplay I got was with two people I got randomly matched with, and we won a game, so I ended up inviting them to party. They were super good teammates, and I ended up winning a bunch of games with them. It's super cool how you can invite good players that you ran into and get a team formed together on this game. I think it's a really good feature, and it came in handy getting good teammates like these. I do apologize that I've pretty much lost my voice and that I sound super tired in this video. I've been grinding for hours, which is the only reason Yeah. Alright. Easy.
It's fucking, yeah, it's packed.
Yeah, it always is. I like it. RNGB's nice to you.
Knock one.
Good shit, dude.
Just trying to find more ammo. On me. Pink. I think there's people on, yeah, you're on the roof, don't worry. Oh yeah. You got him?
Yeah.
Where are you? Yeah, on the ground, below you. I got him.
I should pick up a purple shotgun bolt. Does anyone need it?
There's a plastic down the bottom there.
Yeah, I send you to damage, so I don't fall standing. He's already over here. Swear they should increase the trap radius, like I swear. Oh, he's actually got an R99. Yeah, we need that drone.
Yeah, I got 4 seconds.
Can you drop it there before we go in? I think you just like on the roof, maybe.
He ran away. Yeah, he's gonna steal the shield.
There's also people up here. I can set a zip line up once we clap this octane.
Staring at a burning sun. Got teeth like razor blades, and you know that we're out for blood.
He's on the run.
Is he just full running?
He's on the run.
We can just let's just clap this team up top. Take out this line up right here.
Yeah, I'm heading up.
Let's go this way.
Oh fuck. That guy's still there? I'm like selling. There's more people like on the way to artillery.
You got drone?
Let's go.
Nah, bro.
I hear him
dude,
down
now.
there, I
Wait,
think.
no, wait, no.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Miles. Welcome back to the channel. First thing we got to do, you got to make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. Also, make sure to leave a like on the video. And without further ado, let's get right in.
So I think that by now, it's pretty well known that Revenant will be the next legend coming to Apex Legends. If you didn't know that Revenant is coming to Apex Legends, you're in for a treat. But at the time of me recording this commentary, I'm going to be giving you the very most recent information about the next legend coming to the game. And this legend that I'm going to be describing to you, I do believe that he will be coming in Season 4 and not anytime in Season 3. Now, there have been a lot of leaked legends, like if you look around on YouTube, you can find a lot of videos on a lot of different legends other than Revenant, but the reason that we know that this will be the next coming to the game is because it seems that Respawn, every patch, they're just changing up the code on Revenant. Every time during the duration of this game that there has been a lot of effort put into a certain something like this, like you can actively see the code being changed, the vast majority of the time it's actually been put into the game. And really, to put the icing onto the cake, we actually saw Revenant a couple of times through the Shadowfall LTM. So we actually have pictures of Revenant, like an example of a picture that we have, and this is kind of a huge spoiler alert, look out. We have a picture of the current legends being designed in the game. So if you pay attention in this timeline, it does seem that Revenant comes after Crypto, and then after Revenant, there is pretty much the rest of the legends being designed and planned on being entered into the game. Another picture that we have, there was actually a specific designer for Octane's Gauntlet in Kings Canyon, and he actually posted some design pictures, and one of them here, it appears that Revenant is actually on this scoreboard. And also during the Shadowfall trailer, we got a glimpse of what Revenant looks like from a distance. We also have a Fight or Fright picture with both Bloodhound and what appears to be Revenant in it. Now, all of these pictures look a lot different. Revenant looks a little bit different in all of these, but that's probably because they haven't actually decided what Revenant will actually look like when they release him into the game. And that voice that you heard during the Shadowfall mode, if you didn't play it, I can actually give it to you guys right now so you can hear Revenant talking.
And like that, the champion falls. The champion has been eliminated. And a champion died. Food for the maggots. Final ring. Don't worry, it's almost over. It's nearing the end. Final ring is closing.
So, I mean, it's pretty safe to say that Revenant is coming to the game, but before we get into the good things like his abilities, etc., I think it would be really good if we go over his backstory, because his abilities and his voice lines will make a lot more sense once we know a little bit about Revenant. So, if you didn't know yet, Revenant is actually what you call a simulacrum. A simulacrum is actually from Titanfall 2, and I found a wiki page about simulacrums, and I'll read it off to you guys. And I'm just gonna read the important stuff. I'm not gonna go on for too long. Simulacra are robotic soldiers employed by the both IMC and Frontier Militia. While they bear superficial resemblance to the commonly fielded BRD-01 Spectre, simulacra are instead human minds uploaded into robotic bodies. Simulacra are digital copies of a pilot's memories, knowledge, and personality. It is unknown precisely how simulacra are made, but their most common application among the IMC and Frontier Militia is to preserve a pilot whose original body has been destroyed or damaged is pretty cool, and this whole synthetic being thing is kind of pretty awesome. So to conclude all of this stuff, a simulacrum is basically a person's emotions and human feelings copied onto a robot. So because of the voice lines during Shadowfall, we can kind of infer what his personality is. Revenant seems to be some just blood-hungry killer and just some really evil guy. And because Revenant is such a blood-hungry evil killer, we can safely say that whoever Revenant is a copy of, that guy was probably a killer also. So I think that it would be really cool as the whole Revenant story develops if they actually show who he is a copy of and kind of that guy's backstory. But I think that Revenant will be one of the most interesting characters to actually know the backstory of, and I think that he already really tops it. But don't get me wrong, Crypto's backstory was pretty awesome. So now we're gonna get into the
Getting LASIK was the best thing I've ever done for myself, ever. Now, for a limited time only, LASIK...
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. We're back on Apex Legends again, and today we're going to be talking about the lore of Crypto, a man whose identity had to be abandoned after he was blamed for crimes he did not commit. He specializes using surveillance drones to stay in the fight and out of the spotlight, while also his Neuralink marks enemies for him and his teammates, and then the drone unleashes EMPs to take out those in a fortified position. We're going to be learning about everything about Crypto, the motive, the reason he's even here, and all that sort of stuff in today's video. So as always, like the video if you do enjoy, subscribe if you're new, get comfy. Let's get started with the lore for today's video. So as a brief description, Crypto's real name, age, and homeworld are unknown, although we can already piece together his real name. We'll get into that in a little bit. But Crypto is known as the surveillance expert. He specializes in secrets. He knows how to uncover them, and he knows how to keep them. A brilliant hacker and encryption expert, he uses aerial drones to spy on his opponents in the Apex arena without being seen. It's been noted that his drones have a similar design to those created by the wanted murderer Taejoon Park, although it has not been confirmed yet. Orphans raised on the streets of Sutalma, Jae-toon and his foster sister Mila Alexander escaped a life of squalor by becoming computer engineers. They designed drones that transmit the Apex games throughout the Outlands. By one day, Taejoon disappeared with an important company secret, and his sister vanished under mysterious and violent circumstances. However, Crypto claims to have no contact with this person, and the case remains unsolved. Crypto's motives for joining the Apex games are almost as mysterious as the man himself. In recent interviews, he claims he is seeking justice, but for what exactly remains unknown. They've already given us the name of the character, Taejoon. I believe that's pronounced completely wrong, but I'm just going to call him Tae. Tae Park here is the actual name for Crypto, with his foster sister being Mila Alexander. As for why his name is unknown or why it's been decrypted and stuff like that, we're going to get into that a little bit later in the video. But for his abilities, he has his tactical, his passive, and his ultimate. For his abilities, he has the tactical drone that allows you to view the surrounding area from above. If the drone is destroyed, there is a 40-second cooldown before you can deploy another one. For his passive, which is called Neuralink, enemies detected by said surveillance drone within 30 meters of your position are marked for you and your teammates to see. And for the ultimate, your surveillance drone sets off an EMP blast that destroys shield damage, slows enemies, and disables traps. So you definitely want to keep that tactical drone up and the surveillance drone up and such, because you don't want to get that destroyed. It is a very long cooldown, and it's mostly his entire kit. But there's also a couple things that were paired up with Crypto. We have a text message that is potentially going to another person within the Apex Legends arena. And then we also have a video kind of explaining the...
Survive, he became Crypto.
Off the grid is the only secure way to go.
Known as one of the most elite hackers in the Outlands, Crypto uses his mastery of engineering and robotics to provide valuable intel while staying in the shadows.
I'm here because I have to be. What's your excuse?
His aerial surveillance drone provides a strategic look at his surroundings.
I'm watching. I'm always watching.
And his Neuralink sends tactical information to his squad about enemy positions.
You can only hide from the inevitable for so long.
Allowing them to control the engagement.
Don't worry, I'll defend over here.
Technology achieves what gods can only dream to be.
If an enemy squad has a fortified position, Crypto's drone can unleash an EMP.
They call this place secure?
Dealing shield damage and disabling traps, the blast slows enemies long enough for Crypto to emerge from the shadows and strike with deadly vengeance.
끝내버리자.
Lore of the character and the backstory. So for the video, we have Mila, who is his foster sister, eating and looking at her phone while Crypto is talking about a new security protocol that just came up and it's not complying with his diagnostics. Mila tells him to run the interface package she gave him and run in the decryption. What they found was an algorithm for the Apex games that was based off probability, and it chooses who has the most success of winning. By basing off who the legend is, what the chances of winning are for them just before the match even starts, weapon drops that are going to be happening within the match, and then who gets first blood, it finds the average of the highest legend to determine who has the most success of winning. Crypto mentions that basically whoever could get this online could skew matches and get all the options displayed to them right away. Mila suggests using it, and Crypto is completely against it. She says this could be their second chance betting arenas. Now it's story, and one particular Crypto for what is happening. All I had to do was distract the syndicate long enough to get Crypto's credentials into the system. You were right about the qualifying matches. I looked into it and there's no way I could have gotten in, so I went with plan B. I took down the repulsor tower. I had no...
Right now, she's doing her taxes. He's doing his taxes. And they're doing their taxes.
Hey guys, I hope you're all doing good. Today has been an insane day for news. Right now, the community has just got their hands on all of the upcoming unreleased legends. We have early concept art and 3D renders for all of them. I'll go through each of them one by one in this video. Big props goes to Twitter user Shrugtool for this. Shrugtool has just pulled out the biggest data mine possible. Shrugtool managed to go into the game files and pull out concept art and very early game renders for all of the legends that have had their names linked before. Now, all of these are very early renders, so keep that in mind. However, they certainly give some ideas about what each of these characters will look like when they are finally released. The names that have been put to the characters' faces aren't 100% art. The name and overall rough appearance would make me assume Rampart is a tank. Next, we have Rose. Very little to go off about her, unfortunately. After, we have Crypto, or otherwise known as Talcum. He was seen in some of the earlier Apex Legends concept art images. We don't know anything about him besides his appearance. Then we have Octane. He's easily the most fleshed out character right now, and he's certainly the one that's got the most details in game. We're expecting to see Octane in the game when the Battle Pass launches later this month. I've put a link in the description for those that want to see more about his abilities. Next up we have Nomad, and then we have Scunner. Next, Jericho. Unfortunately for these three, we know very little, and we can't really confirm that these are even the right characters. It's just estimates and guesses based on their appearances. And then we have Wattson. We can pretty much confirm this one. Wattson has an energy symbol on their shoulder. Wattson looks quite small. Could this be the new smallest hitbox? We'll have to wait and see. I'd make a guess that Wattson will be the second new legend after Octane, because there's quite a lot more code in the game referring to Wattson too. We also have a very early image for an ability that could well be Wattson's Tesla trap. I talked more about that in earlier videos. Next we have the last two, Hisaria, who has a very interesting mechanical arm attachment, and Prophet, who looks to be very early in development. Now keep in mind, all of these names are just estimations based off the images that have been data mined. The real names could be assigned to any of these new legends. If you'd like to see more detailed pictures, make sure to follow Shrugtool. I'll put their Twitter in the description. All credit goes to them, they've done an excellent job here. So, now it's theory crafting time. I want to go over each legend in more detail and provide some thoughts on what they could potentially offer. If you have your own opinions, Let me know by leaving a comment. So starting with Rampart. Rampart is a word used to define a defensive wall on a castle, so perhaps he'll be one of the toughest tanks in the game. Maybe more health, or maybe he can literally create shield walls in front of him. Maybe similarly to Lifeline's shield that she gets when she heals someone. Next we have Rose. Is she related to Mirage? Could she also have the same tech that Mirage's mother created? She looks a bit too young to be Mirage's mother herself, but she has that same mischievous look about her.
Lucidchart is a visual workspace where I easily create flowcharts, technical diagrams, and org charts.
I need a good...
Hey guys, Sethley here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. In today's video, I wanted to cover some more leaks that have been data mined, and if you don't already know, there is a huge amount of developer data left in the files with the Iron Crown Collection event update, and that one mining guy was able to see.
Apex Legends has a very deep backstory, and every character has their origin story too. In this video, we take a deeper look at each character's story, piecing together clues left both in-game and online by the developers of Apex Legends. For this video, we'll specifically focus on canon lore, painting a better picture on the universe Respawn Entertainment has created, and we'll leave the theories for other videos. Right now, there are 11 legends in Apex Legends, so let's take a deeper look at who they are, where they come from, and what drives them to fight in the Apex games. Starting with Pathfinder. He may seem like a bundle of joy on the outside, but his story is actually quite tragic. Pathfinder is a Marvin unit. In the Apex Legends universe, these robots are highly intelligent, automated assistants that are often designed for manual labor or other routine tasks. Marvins can be kitted up to be suited for any task they are given, such as firefighting, or maybe in Pathfinder's case, to use zip lines and grapples to reach high heights for location scouting and surveying. Pathfinder woke up in a laboratory with no memory of how he got there. Without a creator or an owner, Pathfinder lacked a purpose, so he set out to try and find his creator. Pathfinder searched far and wide for his creator. However, in his attempts, he was often taken advantage of. Many people along his way offered to tell him secrets about his creator if Pathfinder worked for him. Not quite understanding that humans can lie or manipulate for their gain, Pathfinder of course said yes to every offer that came his way. After 341 days of searching, Pathfinder found himself employed at a shop called Electric Chicken. Someone of his incredible potential was essentially sat working in a fast food spot. However, his employer hinted that public houses are great spots to try and find information because they are often willing to speak freely, especially after a few drinks. After 725 days of searching and taking up offers to do work for dead-end clues, Pathfinder visited a public house called Paradise Lounge in Solace. It's there where he met Mirage, the first person after 725 days of searching that was genuinely nice to Pathfinder. Mirage said that people were taking advantage of his ignorance and he shouldn't be doing labor for free like he had been doing. Mirage suggested Pathfinder should join the Apex games. If he made it, then he'd have a chance to get in the spotlight and Pathfinder's creator may find him. Marvin units do show some capacity of simulated emotion and they can learn through their surroundings. Hopefully Pathfinder may learn soon enough that humans can't always be trusted. Let's just hope he can also learn some good news, not bad news, about his creator. Pathfinder was fortunately kitted out to be an excellent contender in the Apex games. Marvin units have never been so highly skilled at combat before or able to communicate like Pathfinder can, so there's certainly a lot of mystery behind his origins. Since meeting Mirage, Pathfinder has looked to Mirage as a sort of best friend, although Mirage has clearly been with many adoring fans and admiration even from other contenders such as Gibraltar. Next, we have Bloodhound, everybody's favourite legend that nobody quite knows anything about. There's a lot of talk behind Bloodhound's origins from the fans of Apex games, but truthfully, nobody quite knows who Bloodhound is. Bloodhound has been rumoured to be fabulously wealthy, a murderer, a Goliath whisperer, and many other things, but truthfully, nobody knows Bloodhound's origins. But to Bloodhound, origins are everything, and they have stuck close to Earth's Old Norse gods to guide them. Despite having what seems to be a very spiritual connection with the universe, Bloodhound also uses technology to hunt and track opponents. Bloodhound is the perfect combination of old and new. We now know that Bloodhound wasn't the only of their kind. Bloodhound in the past fought alongside their companions that held the same Old Norse beliefs as them. There's still a lot of story to unfold. For example, we know that Bloodhound's bird is called Arta, but there is reference to a human character called Arta who is related to Johan and Brigitta, a couple that moved to Talos, World's Edge, before the whole incident that turned World's Edge. Next, let's talk about...
It's good to be transparent. At H&R Block, you know the price before you begin. It makes things...
Wraith. Once shrouded in mystery, we have been able to learn Wraith's backstory and her true origins through in-game events that happened in Season 2. Pay close attention because it's about to get pretty complex. 2 timelines are involved, so let's start with the current timeline. Wraith's real name is Renee Blasey. In the current timeline, she was a senior science pilot that had a fascination for the unknown. She believed strongly that other dimensions exist, and with her partner, Amir Singh, she wanted to prove it. Much to the disagreement of her lab partner, Renee Blasey received funding from a feared armed research division of the IMC called the X, and warning her about what's to happen. Next, Octavio Silva, who grew up on Samath, under the shadow, is up next. Known officially as Octavio Silva, who grew up on Samath, under the shadow of his father, the CEO of Silva Pharmaceuticals. Octavio was set to be the heir of the company, but he had no interest in it. Instead, he found enjoyment posting clips online of himself doing daredevil stunts and adrenaline-fueled activities.
No!
Alright, down the Pathfinder.
I'm sending it out.
Oh my god. Oh!
I'm down. I'm down.
라스. 위에 바로 위에.
Go down.
오케이.
Pathfinder 100 rotto. Maledetti figli di puttana. Ma I'm a fucking god! I'm a fucking...
I don't know if I can, man.
Oh no!
No! Oh, you bitch.
fucking next time we spawn, give me.
Wait, what? Why did you teleport me? What did you do, Ray? What did you do to me?
I didn't think you take.
Стикнул. Нокнул.
거기 쌍둥이였어.
아니 왜 맨날 필로! 너가 맞아. 나의 분노를 너가 체감하거라. 완전 공딱대. 씨. 완전 공딱대.
Wow, he just pooped my.